Hey guys, it's Laura from TheRealLauraB back today, and I wanted to do another weekly roundup. We had a lot of news trending this week, shockingly so much news that we didn't expect. And I know I'm doing a little early because I have a baby coming tomorrow morning. My granddaughter's coming, so I thought I'd get this done. Any information that comes out of the courts tomorrow from the hearing, I'll do a separate video on that. So let's get started. Hi, I'm Laura, also known as TheRealLauraB from Twitter. I'm a researcher, truth seeker, and a new wave internet journalist. I'm not a lawyer, nor offering any legal advice. Join me on a journey to draw the curtain back to expose key news developments in the world of celebrity lawsuits and current events. Let's get started. Hey there. So I thought I'd start off with something that Johnny rarely does. He did a post, he did a PSA to warn us all, and I'm glad he did. And here it is. I've been made aware that there are fake accounts pretending to be me or people working with me. This has been going on for years, but I think it really, the attention of the trial and all his followers and his new account on TikTok really brought out people from the woodwork. I do not have any private or side accounts or any platforms. These are the only pages run by me and my team where we share updates and communications. I ask that you remain cautious, as it seems these fake accounts can be relentless. My team is working to combat the problem. Thank you for your continued support and for making me aware of this issue. I'll tell you another part of this issue is it's not just fake accounts pretending to be Johnny. There are fake accounts pretending to be Isaac Baruch, for example, some of his witnesses. He actually put up a PSA himself to try and report him. There are fake accounts claiming to be agents or PR people attached to Johnny. None of these people will contact you. So please be careful of that. And I'm glad Johnny finally said something. So please be careful. Again, as I was saying, Johnny has, his following has gone up insane. And we'll look at that, some of the new stuff. I know it's hard. It takes a while to move through accounts. Johnny Depp hits another major milestone after court victory against Amber Heard. He's connecting with people on social media after securing a victory against his former wife, the actor who had little more than 12 million followers, as far surpassed 26 million now. And he has one post. So good on Johnny. So that was fun to see that he's getting some more positive. And who else became out of this a hero? Camille Vasquez is getting a lot of attention, rightfully so. I'm not going to read all of this, but I will put all these links in the description below. And this is a great interview for her. Before her name was trending, she was already a young, talented lawyer making cracks in the glass ceiling with her above her. With just over a decade of practice, Vasquez was associate at Brown Rudnick. We know she's been promoted to partner now. So this is a great interview with her, talking about her legal field and her career and her where she went to school. There's no lawyer in my family. It was a new profession for my family for me to enter into. I joke often with my parents being Hispanic. My mother is from Cuba. My father's from Colombia. That they instilled in my sister and me for a very young age that we weren't living with us with much. Sorry, they weren't leaving us with much, but they were leaving us with our education. They instilled in us good work ethic, and the work pays off. So, yeah, she was the star of the trial, especially with her cross-examining Amber Heard. She was strong and powerful enough to do that. So this is a really great article on her, and I will put that in the list below, because if you want to learn more about her, that's very much worth it. And she was also interviewed by, again, I'll put this link in because I think it's very much worth sharing. Hollywood lawyer paving the way for a new generation of Latinas. And this is going to include some nice photos. Vasquez, daughter of Latino immigrants and first-generation American, gained world recognition for her critical role in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard defamation trial. In a matter of months, Camille Vasquez took the world by storm. The Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial had an extraordinary impact and attracted a record audience. She was at the center of one of the biggest entertainment stories of the year, entertainment trial. Dubbed the queen of cross-examination, absolutely, the Hispanic attorney became a vital member of the litigation team that ended the trial with a jury ruling in the favor of Depp. Sorry about this. Johnny was able to tell his story and was infinitely grateful. He was moved. We all were. I still get a bit emotional about it. To give him his life back. How did you become part of the litigation team? I've worked for Johnny Depp for the last 4.5 years, and that's true. She's been part of the team for his management and for Bloom, and we know for the Rocky Brooks trial. I've worked on all the matters that the firm has handled, and when we filed this case, I think it was just a natural fit for me to take the leading role. I was one of the few women on the team initially, and having an experience with Johnny and knowing his background, his story, and knowing him made sense to staff me on this case. Ben and I worked closely, and then I started recruiting different people at the firm that I thought could bring a different perspective and other skills, individual skills. We have some fantastic writers, we have strategic thinkers, and it just turned into this magical team of lawyers that we can work with. And that's really good to know, because there were a lot of lawyers on his team, and I'm thrilled that Camille was part of him picking them. Johnny Depp wasn't at the court. Now that the trial is over, how did you thank him? The court was very kind to provide us with a breakout room where we used for lunch and meetings. We FaceTimed him. He was so relieved, so happy and grateful. It was nice to see him smile. A mutual friend of ours and I were speaking, and he said, I haven't seen Johnny smile like that in 6 years, and it's true. There's a piece to him now that, wrong spelling, to him now that he just didn't have before. He was able to tell his story and was infinitely grateful. He was moved. We all were. I still get a bit emotional about it, to give him his life back. So many ads. So this, again, I'm not going to read every article. This will be down at the below for link that you can check yourself. You can read yourself. There's been a lot of hassle going on with YouTubers specifically, and they were contacted to give actually, they weren't contacted. That was the issue. A story was written up about some YouTubers and about how much money they make, and they're taking advantage of this trial. And in the article, the writer claimed she reached out for comment. These YouTubers took it to task to prove that, no, she did not reach out. She lied. And this is a WAPO article. So this went on for over a week, back and forth, with her trying to backpedal. Oh, well, it wasn't wasn't the one that was in charge of that sentence. And my editor put that in, that you were contacted, or I attempted to contact you, or whatever. But she lied. And it went on and on for just too long that WAPO decided they needed to do something about it. WAPO demotes, and that's Washington Post, demotes the whining liar Taylor Lorenz after multiple false reports. According to a recent report by the New York Times, a notorious self-proclaimed victim reporter, Taylor Lorenz, has been demoted by the Washington Post after citing multiple false facts in reports published by the news outlet. According to the report, Lorenz was demoted from feature staff to the technology team. The Washington Post removed her from the feature staff team and has requested that the paper's senior managing editor, Cameron Barr, review all of her articles before publication. The move comes after Lorenz falsely cited sources related to recent stories, forcing the outlet to print corrections related to her deceptive writing. The Post published 2 corrections related to the June 30th article by Lorenz entitled, Who Won the Depp Heard Trial? Content Creators That Went All In. In her article, Lorenz stated that YouTube influencers Alita and that umbrella guy, Alita is Legal Bites, did not respond to her request for comment related to the report. However, both individuals later tweeted that Lorenz never contacted them. In the editor's note, the Post said that Lorenz's report incorrectly noted that the 2 influencers had been contacted for the comment. It clarified that Lorenz had only attempted to contact Alita via Instagram before the column's publication. The report was also updated to say that Alita declined to comment. That's Legal Bites, and that umbrella guy could not be reached. Lorenz took to blaming her editor for the incorrect information. She said that she asked for the sources to be removed after publication. Last Thursday, an incorrect line was added to a story of mine before publishing due to a miscommunication with an editor. I did not write the line and was not aware it was inserted. I asked for it to be removed. BS. According to the New York Times report, Lorenz and 3 editors discussed and agreed on the information in question before posting them. She got caught out again. This is not the only incident of Lorenz's incorrect reporting. The Post also addressed a line in the article that wrongly attributed a quote to Johnny Depp's attorney, Adam Waldman. The report initially claimed Waldman said he slid into big influencers' DMs to provide evidence of Depp's innocence during his recent defamation trial against Amber Heard. Wow. That's outright deceit there. A previous version of this story also inaccurately attributed a quote to Adam Waldman, a lawyer for Johnny Depp. The correction read, the quote described how he contacted some internet influencers and has been removed because it didn't happen. The New York Times noted in the report that executive editor Sally Busby has pressed in on the editors and Lorenz after the series of false reporting from the staff. Lorenz continued her rant on Twitter following the events in which she portrayed herself as a victim of the incident that she caused. This should have been a small correction for a miscommunication, but it turned into a multi-day media cycle intentionally aimed at discrediting the Washington Post at me. Well, you should be discredited. You completely wrote a false article trying to get away without people standing up for themselves and giving true and accurate comments, and then lying about Adam's comments. We have a responsibility to recognize these bad faith campaigns for what they are. You got caught. This wasn't bad faith. You got caught out. When these sorts of things do not warrant acknowledgement. Oh no, this warranted acknowledgement. You're a journalist. You need to know what you're writing and you need to write truthfully. And this is what we've been fighting for years. She said that people have a responsibility to recognize the bad faith campaigns. So there you have it. Up till now, she's been protected and even promoted to her work. And now all her work is going to have to be reviewed. So good. Something came out for that. Oh, glad she got demoted. So we got Amber follow-up from her interview. And I didn't report on the Dateline one, but something came out that really bothered a lot of people and I'm so disappointed that Savannah didn't do proper research, but she had to have known back in 2016 more information was coming out about this. And let's talk about that. In her Dateline, which nobody's showing because they're claiming copyright, Amber Heard questioned the likelihood of other women involved with Johnny Depp coming forward about abuse. Look what happened to me. Would you? She said that in an interview. Amber Heard questioned whether or not any woman who had been involved with Johnny Depp would come forward with any abuse. His lawyers argued at trial that none of his prior relationships, not one woman has come forward and said he physically hit them. You were the only one. And she goes on to say, well, look what happened to me when I came forward. Would you? This is shocking because everyone knows that Johnny's exes not only did not come out against him, but almost immediately in 2016, or immediately for many of them, they came out in support of Johnny. Let's pull out a few. We know Kate Moss voluntarily came to the courts to testify for Johnny. He didn't contact her. They were amazed that she called up herself and said, hey, I don't shake this. My niece said, did Johnny Depp abuse you? And I wanted to come forward and say, no, this didn't happen. Lori and Allison, his first wife, he's a soft person. He would never lay a hand on a woman after the actor is accused. Despite divorcing 30 years ago, Johnny Depp's first wife, Lori and Allison, has shared with friends that the man she married would have never assaulted a woman, and he has been accused of doing for Amber Heard. And here she is, the makeup artist who married the star when he was just 20 and she 25, told friends that the 50-year-old star was not capable of hurting anyone and would never lay a hand on a woman. The now 58-year-old married Johnny in 1983, and the pair were married for just 2 years before divorcing. According to the website, Lori, who spoke to the actor last week following the death of his mother, has told friends Johnny never got physical with her during the relationship and did not even scream at her in anger. Lori, who remains friends with Johnny, dubbed the Pirates of the Caribbean star a soft person. And while Amber sought legal protection for her dog, Pistol, from the actor. Laurie said he would never hurt an animal, not ever. So she spoke out right away in support of Johnny. Why didn't Savannah even bother to look at this? Sheyl Fenn has his girlfriend from long ago, still to this day supports Johnny, and she's making many posts about John Christopher Depp, and posted just recently a birthday wish for him. But she also supported him during the trial. She supported him for years, and she goes on to say, haters hate, hurt people hurt. We all have to live through dark nights of the soul. So she's very supportive of Johnny. This is just one post I grabbed. There are dozens and dozens that she's posted. But moving forward, we have, of course, Winona Ryder. Not only did she support Johnny in 2016, but she put out a declaration for this trial if need be, and she submitted a witness statement in the UK, and she was ready to testify. And they didn't call her. They were running out of time. Winona Ryder is shocked at actress Amber Heard's allegations that Johnny Depp both physically and emotionally harmed her during the course of their one-year marriage. Ryder, who was once engaged to Depp, talked about the allegations in a new interview and says that the 53-year-old actor was never violent towards anyone during their 4 years that they dated. I can only speak from my experience, which was widely different than what is being said. He was never that way towards me, never at all towards me. I only know him as a really good, loving, caring guy who is very, very protective of the people that he loves. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I'm not calling anyone a liar. I'm just saying it's difficult and upsetting for me to wrap my head around it. Look, it was a long time ago, but we were together for 4 years, and it was a big relationship for me. Imagine if someone you dated when I was 17 when I met him, was accused of that. It's just shocking. I have never seen him be violent toward a person before. Why didn't Savannah know about this? She went public right away in 2016. We all knew about it. And of course, we can't forget Vanessa. And this was very upsetting for me, again, that Savannah didn't bring this up. Not only did the very private Vanessa come forward, but she sent in a handwritten letter. Johnny Depp is the father of my two children. He is a sensitive, loving, and loved person, and I believe with all my heart that these recent allegations being made are outrageous. And all of the years I have known Johnny, and we're talking 12 to 14 years, he has never been physically with me, and this looks nothing like the man I lived with for 14 wonderful years. Thank you. Sincerely, Vanessa. 2016. Why didn't Savannah bring that up? So that was disappointing for me, quite honestly, because that was all there and available. And of course, we have Kate Moss, one of the randos, right?
Ms. Moss, did there come a time when while you and Mr. Depp were a couple, that the two of you took a vacation together to the Golden Eye Resort in Jamaica?
Yes.
What, if anything, happened when you were in Jamaica with Mr. Depp?
We were leaving the room, and Johnny left the room before I did, and there had been a rainstorm, and as I left the room, I slid down the stairs and I hurt my back.
Now, this is a story none of us have ever heard. There have been reports of Kate falling downstairs from a club well after she was no longer in a relationship with Johnny. There was never anything heard about her falling down steps with Johnny. Johnny told this story. He testified. He told this story to Amber. So she knew it wasn't a rumor. She knew exactly what happened from start to finish. And yet she threw it out there hoping that Kate would never testify, that it would never come out, that there was no harm by Johnny.
How did you...
And
I apologize, Ms. Moss. Please continue.
And I screamed because I was because I didn't know what had happened to me and I was in pain. And he came running back to help me and carried me to my room and got me medical attention.
Did Mr. Depp push you in any way down the stairs?
No,
During the course of your relationship, did he ever push you down any stairs?
no, he never pushed me, kicked me, or threw me down any stairs.
Ms. Moss, have you ever before today testified in any kind of court proceeding?
No, I have never.
And that's important because she volunteered. She didn't testify in the UK, is I think what Ben was going for, but she completely volunteered to be there out of the blue. I thought it was interesting when Ben said that in his interview, that when he had that fist bump moment about Kate Moss, he goes, you know, I was really excited that she lied again, but at the same point, I wasn't sure what we were going to do with the lie. And then Kate was the one who called. So I thought that was fabulous. Maybe how about some feel-good stuff? I don't know how you all feel about Disney, but it looks like, and I think this is in Paris.
Oh my
Good for Paris. You know, good for Johnny. I hope going forward something positive can come out of this for Johnny and Disney. I hope they can work something out, because let's face it, we all love Captain Jack Sparrow, and I would love to have him another movie that he can find closure in, but that's up to Johnny. You know, they didn't treat him very well, that's for sure. It's a shame they just never were man enough, or however you want it, standing enough to say, hey, Johnny, we can't go forward with you because of whatever. He had to find out for himself. So Johnny's had some great news. He left the court and he's been out with Jeff Beck performing everywhere, and he is looking happy as can be. I'm so excited for him. He's been all over Europe. He's Helsinki. He's traveling back down south again pretty soon, I think. But look at him, just happy as can be. Everyone's laughing, you know, making comments, not laughing, but he's clean shaven. I can't believe that they're even reporting on that. But rumors have it that he was seen in Paris, and he's been doing some costume fittings and possible makeup testing for a new role he's coming up with. So he beat it. He isn't even talking about the trial now. The source says he filed the lawsuit because he considered it necessary. He has moved on, though. He is now able to get back to whatever he loves doing. He enjoys performing and has a busy summer ahead. He is also looking forward to continue working. He just wants his career back. He loves filming. So I'm really excited for him for that. Johnny Depp's Dior fragrance, I should have put that up, ad airs on primetime 1 week after Amber Heard trial verdict. I don't know why they're saying that, because I've been seeing it constantly, but maybe it has been on the cable channels, and I'm so thrilled that Dior has stuck by him. Amber still plans on appealing the verdict. We'll find out if that's going to happen. She'll have, I think, 30 days from tomorrow. Depp and Beck announced their upcoming album titled 18, set to release July 15th. I know you can pre-order it in lots of places. It's extraordinary honor to play and write music with Jeff, one of the true greats, and someone I am now privileged enough to call my brother, Johnny Depp said. The duo has released an official music video, and I'm afraid to play it. I'll get hit for copyright, but it is on Jeff Beck's YouTube channel. He's done a song for Miss Hedy Lamarr, and I think they've released a couple more. So some good news to share in the upbeat. Johnny is thrilled to death to be out on tour. So I did a quick Google search and I thought it was just fun. And I'm not going to get hit with any copyrights, but look at the pictures. They're great. He's having his best time. He's absolutely loving it. He is getting huge, huge welcomes everywhere he's going. His bus is being chased. Crowds are lining up. If they can't get tickets, they're lining up outside the venues to meet him and support him. And he's just loving it. And it doesn't stop with Jeff Beck. Finally, Hollywood Vampires were able to make an announcement that they're going back on the road. It won't be for another year. Pirates of the Caribbean actor Johnny Depp, who just ended his contentious and much followed trial with ex-Amber Heard, is going back on the road with his band, the Hollywood Vampires. The rock supergroup made up of Depp, Joe Perry, and Alice Cooper, and Tommy Henriksen. It's nice to give Tommy a shout out here. He's going back on the road to tour in the summer of 2023. I'm not sure how the tickets are going to work. I know they have canceled some concerts, and I don't know if they issued refunds or if those tickets just go on, if it's at the same venue, etc. So that you'll have to look into on your own. But he's going to start off in Germany and Luxembourg. And this is next year. So I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that things are moving forward for him. Good on Johnny. Some more good news for his bandmate also is Joe Perry. Joe Perry is with Aerosmith, obviously, and he's doing a Vegas residency that was postponed for a while. It'll be coming back. But in the meantime, he's been able to line up his own dates, Joe Perry Project, with Chris Wise, who also plays in Hollywood Vampires. Legendary Aerosmith guitarist and songwriter Joe Perry's confirmed 3 Northeast solo gigs in July for the Joe Perry Project. We have Thursday, July 21st, New Hampshire, July 22nd in Massachusetts, his hometown, and July 23rd in Atlantic City. So if you're able to grab some tickets and you're in the area, I think it'll be a great show. He's an amazing guitarist. These performances mark the first solo shows for Perry in more than 4 years, around the release of his 2018 Switzerland Manifesto. He has another one coming out. He's updating it. Since my schedule has freed up and we have a slot of time to play some shows, I wanted to jump on that opportunity, Joe Perry says. Aside from the obvious terrible effects that pandemic brought with it, I missed being on the road. However, it is actually the first time that myself and my wife, Billy, were able to sleep in our own bed for this long of a period without having to think about packing our bags. So it has been a new experience for us. Now I'm really excited to do these shows, especially with this lineup. The Joe Perry Project with Buck Johnson on keyboards. He does, again, Aerosmith and Hollywood Vampires. Joe Pett on drums. Chris Wise, also of bass guitarist of the Hollywood Vampires. And the incredible Gary Cherone on vocals. So this is exciting. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee continues. The set list will have a couple of new songs and a couple of my other solo songs and a couple of Aerosmith songs that Aerosmith usually doesn't play and everything in between. I am also releasing another solo album on vinyl called Switzerland Manifesto MK2 later this year. So it seemed like the perfect opportunity to get some of the new songs out there. And since people will probably be sharing the new tracks on social media, the 2 new songs from the set, which I recorded in London with my sons Roman and Tony, are Quake, with vocals by Gary Cherone, and Fortunate One, which features Chris Robinson. The new album will also include a couple of songs from the first release, Switzerland Manifesto, some of which weren't ready to go on the initial record. Switzerland, in case that's familiar, Sweetser was where Johnny lives in Los Angeles, and one of his homes is a studio, and Joe recorded his albums there. So that's pretty cool. Following the show, Perry will return to Aerosmith commitments. We are gearing up to celebrate our 50th anniversary of the band, and we'll definitely have some incredible forgotten treasures for our fans that we found deep diving into the vaults, and there's a lot more to come on the live side. We can't wait to get back on stage together. We have a special date in Maine in September and our big 50th anniversary show at home at Fenway before we head back to Vegas for 2 residencies. That's really awesome. I'm really excited for Joe. I just recently finished Joe's book. I wish I had it handy to show you. It was a great book. And what I loved about it was his wife, Billy, and how she really got the family together above and beyond while he was traveling on the road. I thought that was very cool. So it's a great book. So on not such good news, and I think this might be a great live topic one day, is what's going on with these studios when there's problems with their actors. We're seeing now Ezra Miller being caught out again. And when is a studio supposed to act? We had Ezra being accused or allegedly accused or shown in a video choking Fenn. My understanding is the police were recalled, but there was no arrest made and no general report. Should the studio have acted then? We know the studio wasted no time in removing Johnny, but he'd only filmed for a couple days. We know they still haven't removed Amber from Aquaman 2. Now, she testified on the stand that she was there for 6 months to shoot only 6 days, that her role was greatly reduced. And yet testers of the movie have leaked out that, no, she was in 20 to 25 minutes of the movie. Although there were also preview testers that said there was another film showing that she was reduced down. Her role was reduced to 10, but she hasn't been removed even after the trial. She lied to the jury, obviously, but if she only filmed for 6 days, surely they could have someone to reshoot her. But now we have the problem with The Flash. The movie's complete, and Ezra's been reportedly doing a lot of bad behavior, hurting people in Hawaii, getting restraining orders, possibly going after young people. Right now, Warner Brothers' plans for the DCEU moving forward is reportedly do not involve the Flash star, Ezra Miller, after multiple delays and creative shakeups. The Flash is finally set to arrive in theaters on June 23rd, 2023. The film sees Ezra Miller reprising the role of Barry Allen from Justice League and will be joined by Sasha Calle as Supergirl and Michael Keaton making grand return as Batman. So the film's been done, and they're not going to reshoot it. It would be far too expensive. So I think they're hoping that fans will accept the art and ignore the problems of the personal life of the Ezra Miller. Miller has been the center of a number of troubling headlines in the past weeks. Miller was arrested in Hawaii twice with charges of second-degree assault. More headlines have surfaced since then. First, with the parents of an 18-year-old filed paperwork against a judge to issue an order of protection against the actor on behalf of their child. My understanding, the child is of American Indian tribe that has their own laws, which makes her an adult at 21, not 18. News then broke that a Massachusetts family was granted a temporary restraining order against Miller for menacing the family and acting inappropriately toward their non-binary child. Originally mocking authorities about their whereabouts, Miller has since deleted the Instagram account. So they haven't been able to serve him. While Warner Brothers still has over a year until the release of The Flash, they reportedly already have begun discussing the future of the franchise, and it's not looking good for Miller. In recent reports, Deadline insiders say that the studio has tried getting help from Miller, but again, this is just inside sources. But as the headlines continue to pile up, it appears that Miller does not fit in with Warner Brothers Discovery, the new Discovery CEO. Plans for the DCEU, regardless of how current situation with Miller turns out, it appears they have no future. But again, the movie's done. They're not shelving it or recasting it, reshooting it. So Amber Heard apparently doesn't realize she's lost the trial. She's been going on this. She went on Dateline. They had a week-long excerpts of her interview. But I think she now knows that it wasn't such a good idea. And I think NBC also realizes that. And this was great. Friday ratings, Dateline eyes low with Heard. Question and answer, SmackDown rises. In the latest TV ratings, Dateline NBC Sit Down with Amber Heard on Friday night drew 2.3 million total viewers and a 0.2 demo rating, down 18 and 50% week to week, to mark the news magazine's second smallest audience since November and a season low in the demo. Congrats to everybody boycotting this and not watching it. I know a lot of people watched it through the live streamers, although Dateline's pulled it down. So over on Fox Friday night, SmackDown featuring embattled bench CEO Vince McMahon surged to the best numbers in a minute, dominating Friday in the demo, leading out of a Soul of a Nation Juneteenth special ABC's 2020 rerun delivered the night's largest audience. So sad for Amber, but a rerun beat her out. Elsewhere, CBS's Come Dance With Me was steady with its semifinal, leading into a Watergate special. So her Dateline bombed with the public, which I think is great. And I hope that's also a wake-up call. Anybody who's thinking of supporting her in the future. She needs to fade away. Go under rock and fade away. But does she? We'll see. I thought something. I love it when the media is following our social sites, like on Twitter. A lot of people called Amber out on her therapist notes that were shown in Dateline. And a lot of people tweeted about it. Similarities between Amber Heard's writing and therapist notes pointed out. I can't believe they wrote about that. Amber Heard said she had a binder of records detailing alleged harm from Johnny Depp, along with notes from her therapist dating back to 2001. But some social media users have pointed out that Heard's handwriting is similar to the therapist. Just weeks after losing a high-profile defamation case against her ex-husband, the Aquaman actress gave a post-trial interview, and today with Savannah Guthrie. In a preview for the special, Heard discussed how she had been recording harm within her relationship with Depp since 2011, but this evidence was not permitted into the trial. There's a binder worth, she said. Here it goes. Suspicious similarities between Amber Heard's handwriting and her therapist notes pay particular attention to the way the E, F, and TH are written. And they picked it up. They picked it up and reported on it. It's like she didn't even try to make them look real when Twitter user responded. Give me a break. That's absolutely her handwriting, another user added. Newsweek reached out to Amber's representatives for comment. New comment, I'm sure. So what's going on with Amber? We all wish she'd go away, but I mean, other than the appeal, she just doesn't seem to want to. I don't know how accurate this is, but supposedly someone close to her says Amber Heard's to dish in tell-all book after Johnny Depp trial. Insiders report, of course. Amber considers her career in Hollywood over. Dun, 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 dun. She's already in talks and is excited about it. A source described as an insider told OK Magazine. At this point, she has nothing to lose and she wants to tell all. But Heard 36 may have something to lose with potential lawsuits. The book could spark, an expert told the mag. Lawsuits, plural. Depp and his attorneys will be reading and listening to everything that Heard states. Author, I'm not going to go with that name, told OK. She crosses the line, which is likely. There is no question that she'll be hit with another defamation suit and end up right back in court. Heard needs to be extremely careful of what she says about her ex after the trial. Here's what I found interesting about the book deal, which may or may not be real. I think the book deal is going to be a whole lot bigger than her tell-all. It's going to be tell-all, not about Johnny. And some of her connections with her career, because I remember Weinstein was very big in pushing out one of her movies, Everybody Loves Mandy Lane or something like that. So there may be a lot of stories in her life outside of Johnny Depp that she may want to now call people out on. And maybe that's part of what this book is about, getting people to be wary of her and say, hey, I need money, I need jobs, I need support, or I'm going to write this book. So maybe what's going on here is beyond what Johnny. Floyd Abrams says Johnny Depp would easily win another defamation case over Amber Heard Today Show interview. Go away, ads. Constitutional attorney Floyd Abrams believes Johnny Depp could have another viable defamation case on his hands following ex-wife Amber Heard's post-verdict Today Show interview. And I'm sure this is going to be the subject of discussion at Friday's hearing in Virginia. Abrams was a guest on Wednesday's episode of Law and Crime Sidebar, a project of Mediaite's sister site Law and Crime. And the topic of Heard's recent interview took center stage. Heard spoke with today's Savannah Guthrie and doubled down on her claims of harm from Depp. Anything from that interview do you consider to be defamatory, particularly her saying not one other woman has come forward because look what happened to me when I came forward? She's implying that other women were harmed by Johnny Depp. Anything in her interview that's defamatory? Abrams, the father of Dan Abrams, who we see a lot on television, replied, all of it seems to be defamatory. I mean, every time she says or hints clearly enough that he engaged in misconduct, let alone harming anyone, and including herself, it is certainly defamatory. Is it libelous? If he were to sue, I think he'd have a very, very good shot, because you would start with the jury verdict in the last case, which would be admissible, maybe not for what we call the truth of it, but for the fact that she knew that a jury had already disbelieved her. She knew that a court order had been entered in saying in so many words that the jury had found that essentially she had lied. Abrams believed, however, that it was Johnny's best interest to ignore the interview altogether. And that's what he has been doing. That's what he has been doing. So, Amber's writing a book because she's broke. And there's not much else she can do, right? That's what we're hearing. She can't pay the judgment. She can't do anything because she's broke. So let's see a little bit of things that have popped up about Amber. So according to TMZ, Amber rented this mansion for $22,000 a month while she stayed in Fairfax. TMZ has learned Amber made this 13,000 square foot Virginia mansion her home away from home. It's about 25 minutes away from the Fairfax County Courthouse, where the 6-week trial took place. The acre of land the house sits on has its own tennis court, professional home movie theater, and fitness room with a spa. Now, do you think she was paying for it, or do you think somebody benefited her, if you will? So what happened after the court? She was supposed to go lie low, and I don't know how they're constantly finding her in the weeds in the Hamptons. I'm not hiding. Amber Heard spotted having low-key dinner in the Hamptons before shooting down Aquaman 2 recasting rumor. Yeah. Amber Heard isn't shying away from the public eye. The 36-year-old actress broke her cover by taking her family out for casual dinner in the Hamptons before her spokesman told Radar she wasn't cut from Aquaman 2 despite rumors. Her outing also comes ahead of airing of her Dateline interview. So this was last week, and she's doubling down on her claims. The actress and her sibling, who fought hard, let me back up. Heard, who lost her case, came out of hiding to enjoy a tasty meal with her sister, Whitney, and her niece and nephew. Whitney's 2 children. And there's no mention of Una, Amber's child. I don't know why she wouldn't have been included, unless they're misthinking that this niece is actually Una, because Whitney has an infant. The actress and her sibling, who fought hard in Heard's defense on and off the stand, were seen having a low-key dinner at Calissa in the Hamptons. Despite claims that Heard is too broke to pay Depp his more than $8 million she's owing him for the trial, she spared no expense on the ritzy meal for her family. Calissa is known to be a celebrity hotspot with its gorgeous ambiance and fresh Mediterranean cuisine. The food also comes with a hefty price tag. The restaurant lobster pasta is $150, with the branzino for 2 coming in at $110, and baked turbo for $215, and the bone-in ribeye for $120. Poor broke girl. But that didn't end there for Amber. Amber shows up at TJ Maxx. Shopping at TJ Maxx. Here she is here. I'll probably get in trouble for this. Somebody pointed out that this section here that she's in, that's the clearance section. Anyway, she's shopping at TJ Maxx with sister after the judgment looms. She's facing stark and expensive reality after Johnny Depp trial, namely that she could be on the hook for millions. So you saw the video here. This is her sister, I think. Well, this is her and her sister shopping at TJ Maxx, loading up the cart. I'm not sure why they're putting everything in there. But I guess when they were spotted, here she is. What people are telling me is the clearance section. She's in a huge shirt, and I got called out for this, and then I found out it was Amber Stan's. That's a man's shirt. That's not your typical oversized, fashionable shirt that women are wearing. That's a man's shirt. I'm thinking she was invited to stay at somebody's house in the Hamptons, and she's basically run out of clothes. I'm sure they weren't planning the Hamptons. Amber Heard was planning to win. She was planning to win. She came in that black dress that was similar to the one that she had for the TRO, was the same one that she wore to the UK. That's her victory dress. She wore that the last day for the judgment, and she lost. So I think she just had no place to go. Someone invited her to their place in the Hamptons, and we'll talk about that. And she's run out of clothes because she didn't pack for the beach. She's got somebody's shirt here. This was posted on a gossip site. I take no ownership or responsibility for this. I'm just showing you what's out there. On Demotes, Amber and Whitney heard spotted by sales associate taking footage of each other in TJ Maxx in the Hamptons. Well, there was one picture I thought they were both in. At TJ Maxx in the Hamptons, accompanied by ACLU bigwig Romero. Yes, Anthony Romero, who was responsible for her op-ed, does live out in the Hamptons and has for a very long time. Who supposedly was paying for everything. I don't know about that. So we just went through the article. We'd like to add that shopping at TJ Maxx does not mean that you're poor and broke. Actually, they have a lot of great designer clothes that are discounted, that are still very expensive. What else has Amber been up to? They're trying to, I mean, I just don't know. Maybe it is randos, as she calls them. They're catching her and selling these photos. Here she is. Grocery shopping. Isn't that exciting? Getting fish. I won't even go into that joke. She was very unassuming, says the fellow shopper. She was very Hamptons casual, no makeup. Everyone left her alone. No makeup. I thought Amber never went out without makeup. Heard isn't burying her head in Haagen-Dazs after the brutal case. We're told they spied her picking up Cheerios, Diet Coke, and cauliflower. I mean, how desperate. Also spotted in her cart were Tate's cookies, a red pepper, and lettuce. Oh, my heavens. Here you go. In case you're interested, there's the cart. And there's her designer purse. Okay, now we have something going on with some of our YouTubers. And this is not cool at all because this has even gotten worse than when I first started reading about this story. Bot Sentinel is targeting people on behalf of Amber Heard and hoping to silence them. Interestingly, he's failed to disclose how they were hired by Amber Heard's team. This is true. And this is what he's saying. In a few weeks, we are publishing a report on single-purpose hate accounts targeting Amber Heard. That report will be followed by a report on the widespread policy violations on YouTube. In August, we are publishing a report about the abuse of the LGBTQ community. Apparently, Bot Sentinel will be targeting people, right? They were hired by Amber Heard's lawyers back in this year and last year during the UK trial to do reports where they actually found only about 13 accounts out of the ones they tested were false accounts. This is not cool. This has gone further. Tug is being attacked now online, and Eve Barlow is kicked us off along with Boozy, and people are trying to find out where he works. They've doxed his name. He's had the police called. Luckily, he says he knows them very well. So it's not that he's getting swatted because they're familiar with this issue. But you need to check out his video, and I'm going to link that down below. So a lot went on this week. I know it's a bit choppy, and I'm sorry. I'm going to sign off. Whatever happens tomorrow, I'll try and get a video up if there's any news coming out of the hearing. I'm not sure there will be until Monday. But goodbye, everybody, and have a great weekend.